Pocket Build. It's a game that's been frequently mentioned on my channel. My content consists of ranking videos, to memes, to pretty much, well, not anything, but quite a bit of things about the game. You may have heard of it, you may have not. It is quite popular, though. On the Play Store, it has over 1 million downloads. But what would a full review of the game look like? Well, that's what today's video is. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Lord Pixel, and this is a full review of Pocket Build. Hello, I am Other Pixel, Lord Pixel's alternate companion, and I am here to add what Lord Pixel forgot to the video. I'll show up briefly here and there, and some of the points I make will be big, and some of the points I'll make will be very small. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. A lot of people don't count that as a big milestone, but when you really think about it, I mean, one of the schools I've gone to, my grade was about only 200 people. Can you imagine if your entire grade was subscribed to? Like, it's just a big number to think about. Like, you know, 200 people's a lot. I agree. I can't thank you guys enough for 200 subscribers. I know a lot of YouTubers don't do this big speech thing until they've hit, like, I don't know, 10K, 100K, a mil. I don't know, I'm not a big YouTuber. But, you know, I'm thankful for it, and that's all I think matters. And in honor of this, we're doing a leg reveal. Left leg, right leg. There's my legs. That was quite possibly the weirdest thing I've ever done on camera. Now on to the actual video. Game summary. Pocket Build, or Super Build, as we'll discuss later, is a free-world, open sandbox building game where you can build pretty much anything of your imagination using the items in the game. With each update, the developers tend to add more and more items. As the description of the game says on the App Store, build whatever you like, whenever you like, however you like. The possibilities are endless. There's a variety of items, including terrain, houses, trees, props. There's so much you can use, and truly, the possibilities are endless if you use your big brain. Gameplay. The game has very simplistic visuals, but they actually end up contributing to the stunning beauty of it. The 3D models are very simply put together and typically look very nice on the eyes when all put together in a stunning build. The UI of the game is quite simple and quite easy to understand. It's really good, it's really easy to navigate, and it's really great for figuring out where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to build. The gameplay is endless. You could probably play this game for a year and not get bored. I know people who have played it for longer than that. There are many different features, including having your worlds enabled to be searched by anybody else, first-person mode where you can go inside a person and explore through as if you were living in the world, kind of like Minecraft. There are a lot of different control options and features that can really help you navigate, build, and focus on your world. For example, one of them will allow you to reset the camera to go back to where the, I guess you could say, spawn point of your world is. One can change the snap size, meaning that if you move items around, do they move like that or do they move like that? And there are other things such as freeform and stacking to really help you get your builds put together. Adding on to my part of the gameplay section, there are so many features that this game has to offer, such as stacking, which basically is you can, instead of having the items just merge with each other at basic level or automatically stacking to heights you don't want, you can stack them yourself to make, combine objects in wonky ways to make custom objects. People have done incredible things with this. I'm not going to go into detail, but, you know, look up some builds, join the Discord, link in the description, as Lord Pixel said. I'll let you figure it out, but stacking has helped the game quite a bit. So the developers have made it as easy as possible to build on both Super Build and Pocket Build. Now, a major part that Lord Pixel forgot in the gameplay section is Ultimate Sandbox Mode and Survival Sandbox, two quote-unquote game modes that the game has to offer. Now, the only difference is that one is hard, one is easy, and that's really all. In Ultimate Sandbox Mode, you have unlimited resources. You can build whatever the heck you want to your heart's desire. In Survival Sandbox, you have limited resources, and you must place down people to harvest wood, gold, and food for you so you can buy more stuff to build with. Survival Sandbox is practically just a harder version of Ultimate Sandbox mode. I don't know why anybody would use it unless they want to flex, but personally, I only use Ultimate Sandbox mode, and that's all I need the game for. Now, to compare this to Minecraft would be fair, but also a little bit of a stretch. Minecraft is with individual blocks, typically for building smaller things like homes or buildings or cities, which, I mean, I guess are big, but you get my drift. Pocket Build focuses more on using preset items to build bigger things. For example, you have castle pieces to build a castle, you have tree pieces to build a forest, you have homes to build a town. So it focuses less on detail on one individual thing and more on detail throughout the entire build, which is really great. The controls are really simple and easy to get a hold of. It's really easy to zoom in and zoom out, it's really great to be able to move around your world, and it's just really, really easy to use. One of the bigger features of this game is multiplayer, the ability to play with up to 3 other people, so 4 total, in a world where you can all build together. Currently, it is in early beta, so it is quite buggy, but the developers are planning on fixing that, and when they do complete it and give us the finishing product, I believe it's going to be quite great. It is cross-platform, so you can play between Windows, iOS, and Android, the 3 platforms that the game offers to play on. As I mentioned earlier, it is quite buggy, but it is useful enough to the point where you can build quite a few different things. However, you may want to save building something long-term until the devs have stabilized it. So as for gameplay, the game provides quite a bit of it, as long as you have an imagination. Super Build. Now, as I've mentioned, the game is called Pocket Build because it is a mobile building game available on iOS and Android. However, they did drop a Steam version called Super Build on Steam, and I highly recommend it. It is so much better than the mobile version. Since it's on a computer, it will most likely run a lot faster than it would on mobile, and the controls are so much better. I mean, on mobile, the controls are great, don't get me wrong, but on computer, you have so many extra shortcuts that you can build something so much faster and so much easier. Now, I agree with Lord Pixel on this, on Super Build. It is so much better. The controls are more precise, you know, it's so much easier to use A and D to rotate objects, like bit by bit, rather than using pudgy fingers on a slider on the screen. It's so much more precise, and it's honestly it's such an upgrade. Again, the layout's nicer, the UI is off to the side rather than all over the screen, and you can actually still move around the build while on the UI. I like the layout more. I don't know if everyone does, but I personally find the layout much more enjoyable. So if you do enjoy building and using your brain for building, I don't know, whole empires or kingdoms or anything really, then I would highly recommend getting the Steam version, Super Build. Both games, Pocket Build and Super Build, receive the same updates at the same time. Both games are cross-platform, so you can play the same worlds on one game as you can on the other. Cloud Sync. Now, some games do have accounts that you can sign up for, but it's typically for the game. Now, Pocket Build and Super Build, you do not have to have an account to play besides an Apple ID, a Google account, or a Steam account, I mean, depending on what you're playing on. But after using one of those 3, you do not have to sign into anything extra when playing the game, which is really nice. However, if you want to back up your world into a cloud so you can play between multiple devices, i.e., I play and I build an epic world on my phone, but then I later get the Steam version, and I so desperately want to improve that world, but I don't want to start over, then I can sign in with my account on the phone, sync up the world, and sign into my account on the computer, sync up the world, and then I'll be able to play the same world on both. However, the cloud can be a bit weird, as if you're not connected, nothing you build will save, and it may delete hours of progress, depending on how long you built for, offline. Same with Lord Pixel. Yeah, I've had issues in the past with my accounts. I've lost building progress, but you know, I've learned from it, and I've actually, I think they've improved it a bit, but don't be on your account when you're building offline. If you're gonna be away from the internet, don't be on your account if you're gonna be building. But as long as you're paying attention and backing up your world constantly, you should be fine. So all in all, the cloud is a great way to play between multiple devices. Downsides. Now, some downsides to note are that there are quite a few glitches. Now, while most of these aren't game-breaking, they can be minor annoyances. For example, some of the textures of things may not load in, which may ruin the colors and whatnot and beauty of your build. Sometimes it may just send you to a random part of the world where you will not be able to view your build anymore. However, that's where the reset camera function comes in, and you can use that to get right back over to where you want to be. So while most of the glitches aren't game-breaking, they can be minor annoyances. However, the devs try as hard as they can to fix these and implement users' suggestions into the game, which we'll talk about in a second. Another downside is that the worlds can be big. Yes, that's not a downside, that you can build for pretty much an infinite range of tiles. However, eventually your device is going to stop loading it in. Another downside to note is the cost. On Android, the cost of the game is free. However, for iOS, since the Apple Store charges a small fee to keep your game up there, the game costs $2. Some people may not like this, as they may have an iPhone or an iPad and they want the game for free because Android users can get it for free, but they have to pay simply because the App Store charges a small fee. And on Steam, the game is $15. However, the developers do tend to put it on sale half off for $7.50. Quite a bit, and I would recommend getting it when it's half off. It is 100% worth it, in my opinion. One other thing includes that if worlds get too big, they may crash frequently, but if you're backing up and saving your world quite a bit, you should be fine. Community. Now, some games have really toxic communities, but the Pocket Build community is actually really supportive and kind. The Twitter, subreddit, and Discord are quite often very friendly and easygoing places to be in, and the community is really friendly. If you share a build somewhere, you will most often get quite a bit of nice feedback and some criticism, but typically people won't be very mean about it. All in all, the community is a very sweet place, and I absolutely love being a part of it. MOONBEAR. MOONBEAR, the creators behind Pocket Build and Super Build, along with a few other games, are great people. They take suggestions, they take criticism, they take feedback, they take pretty much everything into consideration. I left a review on the App Store the second I bought the game, and I got a response just like immediately. And they were really supportive. They said, hey, come join the Discord if you want to, give some suggestions and whatnot. And they really take the players into consideration when making their games. In the Discord, you can suggest things to go in the game, and they take note of almost everything you suggest, as long as you follow some simple rules that they implant. They also take into consideration any glitches or bugs that you tell them about. They take them into account and they try to fix them as soon as they can. They pretty much just take the community into consideration when doing anything in their game. They want to make sure that they keep the community as engaged and as happy as possible, which I really, really like. They even put my channel, a link to my channel, in the game, like, hey, come check out Lord Pixel, which was crazy, because I would never dream of such a thing happening. Can you imagine if the game that you play for your YouTube channel put a message in the game saying, hey, go check out this person? Which is just crazy. It's the thing that's helped me get to 200 subscribers, and I just really thank Janish and the developer team for that, like, truly, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. All in all, the MOONBEAR team is really nice, really kind, very supportive, and I just love being with them and interacting with them every day. Conclusion. In conclusion, Pocket Build and Super Build are great games, and I totally recommend getting them. If you plan on building something in a game long term, if you plan on using your creative animation in a game, I totally recommend getting them. One good thing to take into consideration is if you get bored easily building in creative mode, as long as it doesn't involve redstone commands in Minecraft, then you'll pretty much love Pocket Build, because it's pretty much the same thing except completely different items, which you may love, you may hate, but I would totally recommend getting it if you're into that kind of creative building aspect. And if you want to see something or you have a glitch to report, the developers will take it into consideration, and it's great to know that when you're playing a game, your feedback is getting thought about. So in conclusion, it's a very creative building game, and I would definitely recommend getting it for those with the creative mind. Adding on to my part of the conclusion, it's a great game, guys. You should get it. What are you doing? If you haven't already, get the game. If you haven't gotten Super Build, get Super Build. It's a great game. The items and features are so polished. It's so well put together. The devs really care about this game, guys. They're great people. But the features and the gameplay is just so polished, and I can't think of anything more to say that I haven't already said. But apart from that, I'm OtherPixel, and that's my part of this review video. Thank you so much for watching, and peace. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, that is my personal review for Pocket Build and Super Build. Leave your review in the comments down below. I want to hear your guys' feedback and what you think of the MOONBEAR team, the community, and the game itself. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you want more people to see this review, subscribe if you're new, because at 300 subscribers I may or may not be doing something special. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.